students, let us continue with exercise 6.2. In the previous class we completed the first two questions. So let us look at the third question now. We've been given that lines AB and CD are parallel and EF is perpendicular to CD and this angle GED is 126 degrees. So if you notice here, this angle here GED is 126 degrees. Now you might be getting confused between this angle and if I draw 126 degrees here, right? So let us just take a look at what is 126 degrees. I have AB and CD and GE is my transversal. So I am eliminating this line FE over here, okay. So this angle out here is 126 degrees. So therefore this entire angle here is 126 degrees, correct. We need to find out the measure of angles AGE, which is this angle, then GEF, so which is going to be this small angle over here. So I'll just mark it with different colors. So this angle here, then this angle here, and FGE. So FGE would be this angle here. So we need to find out three angles. Let us see how we will do this. So let us take a look at these two lines first. I have AB parallel to CD and GE is the transversal, right. So we need to find out angle AGE. Now AB is parallel to CD and GE is the transversal. Therefore this angle is an alternate pair. If you see, it is like a Z, right. This angle out here. Correct, these are alternate angles. This angle and this angle are alternate angles. Therefore we have angle AGE equal to angle GED. Therefore this angle will also be 126 degrees, correct. So let's write that down. I'll say solution. AB is parallel to CD given. Therefore angle AGE is equal to angle GED. Why? Because they are alternate angles of parallel lines. So I'll just say alternate angles, correct, or let's say for parallel lines AB and CD, correct. But what have we been given? That angle GED is 126 degrees. Therefore angle AGE is equal to 126 degrees. Why? Because given that angle GED is equal to 126 degrees, correct. Let us mark this. So we have found the first angle, which is AGE. Now let's take a look at GEF. We need to find angle GEF. So now if you just look at now this angle is 90 degrees, correct. This is F and this entire angle is 126 degrees, correct. So how much would this angle be here? This angle here. Don't you think it would be 126 degrees minus 90 degrees, because angle GEF plus angle FED is equal to 126 degrees, but angle FED is 90 degrees. Why? Because given that FE or EF is perpendicular to CD. Therefore this angle would be 126 degrees minus 90 degrees, correct. Let's solve this. So just drawing a line to separate the different sections. Now angle GED is equal to angle GEF plus angle FED, correct. I'll say why? Adjacent angles, correct. But GED is how much? GED is 126 degrees. is equal to GEF. We need to find GEF, so I'll leave GEF as it is, plus 90 degrees. So let us write our reasons. Why 126 degrees? Here given that angle GED is equal to 126 degrees and EF is perpendicular to CD. So since EF is perpendicular to CD, I have FED as 90 degrees. So let us take 90 degrees here. So I have 126 degrees minus 90 degrees is equal to angle GEF. Correct? So 126 degrees minus 90 degree would be how much? Let's find out. I have 6 and 9, 10, 36. No, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, 36 degrees. Therefore, angle GEF is equal to 36 degrees. Correct? So, we have found the measure of angle GEF. Let's find out FGE. So, we now need to find angle FGE. So let us ignore this section now. I have this entire angle as 126 degrees. I need to find the measure of angle FGE. Now if you notice, AB and CD are parallel lines and GE is the transversal. Therefore, I have angle FGE and GED equal to 180 degrees. Why? Because this angle and this angle out here, they are pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. So for two parallel lines having interior angles on the same side of the transversal, the sum of the interior angles on the same side of the transversal is 180 degrees. So this angle would be obviously 180 degrees minus 126 degrees. Let's solve this. AB is parallel to CD, therefore angle FGE and GE is the transversal. Therefore, angle FGE plus angle GED is equal to 180 degrees. And my reason would be sum of interior angles on same side of transversal. Correct? So FGE is what we need to find out. I leave it as it is. Plus GED is 126 degrees. This is equal to 180 degrees. So this is from given that angle GED is equal to 126 degrees. Correct? So let's take 126 on my right hand side. Therefore, I get angle FGE is equal to 180 degrees minus 126 degrees. So let's solve this. 180 minus 126 would give me 4 and 5, 54 degrees. Therefore, I have angle FGE is equal to 54 degrees. Therefore, you can just mark these equations as 1, 2 and 3 because they are the solutions to your problem. We have found this angle as well out here. So, you can just say answer from 1, 2 and 3. We have angle AGE is 126 degrees, angle GEF is 36 degrees and angle FGE is 54 degrees. Please take a look at this question and the solution as well. Now let's proceed to question number 4. So I have PQ parallel to ST. So PQ here is parallel to ST, right? Angle PQR is equal to 120 degrees. So I have marked this over here. This angle is 110 degrees and RST is 130 degrees. So this angle here is 130 degrees. Now we need to find the measure of angle QRS. So let's mark what we need to find. I need to find this angle QRS. We need to find the measure of this angle. So they have also given the hint, draw a line parallel to ST through point R. So they have given this hint in your textbooks, but they might not give you in the exams. So just in case a question like this, you come across a question like this in your exam, then just remember that you need to draw a line parallel to ST through point R for solving this question. So what we are going to do is, we are going to go ahead and draw a line parallel to ST through R. Correct? And I will extend it in both the directions. And I will call this line AB. Okay. So now if you notice, we'll say that let us draw a line RB parallel to ST and extend it on the left hand side as well. So what do we get? RB is parallel to ST and ST is parallel to PQ. Therefore, this entire line AB is also parallel to PQ. So what do we have? We have PQ parallel to ST, which is parallel to AB. Correct? So now since these two lines, this line and this line are parallel, what do we get? This angle out here and this angle out here are a pair of interior angles for parallel lines AB and ST, because we have the transversal SR. So sum of interior angles on the same side of the transversal is going to be 180 degrees. Therefore, this angle is going to be 180 degrees minus 130 degrees. So we will get the measure of this angle, right? Draw a line AB parallel to ST through point R, and I will say as shown above. So we have ST is parallel to AB and ST is parallel to PQ, or PQ is parallel to ST. Correct? Therefore, what do we have? Therefore, AB is parallel to ST, which is parallel to PQ. Correct? Because lines parallel to the same lines are parallel to each other. Now for lines ST and AB. Now ST is parallel to AB and SR is the transversal. Correct? Therefore, angle STR and angle plus angle SRB is going to be 180 degrees. TSR plus angle SRB is 180 degrees. Sum of interior angles on same side of transversal. Correct? But you have TSR is 130 degrees, which is given. So I will say 130 degrees plus angle SRB is equal to 180 degrees. So I will say given angle RST is equal to 180 degrees. Sorry, 130 degrees. Therefore, what do I get? Angle SRB is equal to 180 degrees minus 130 degrees, which is equal to 50 degrees. Let us go ahead and mark this angle in our diagram. So this angle here is 50 degrees. Now, if I find the measure of this angle QRB, won't it be easy to find the angle QRS, because when I have this entire angle and I subtract 50 from it, I will get the measure of angle QRS, correct? So now let's see, for parallel lines PQ and AB, I have angle PQR and angle QRB as alternate angles, correct? See, you have a Z forming here. So these two angles, this angle and this entire angle is equal to, they are equal to each other. Let's write this down. For parallel lines PQ and AB, I have angle PQR equal to angle QRB, correct? And angle QRB, now we have been given that angle PQR is equal to 110 degrees, correct? So this is from given, or I will say given angle PQR is equal to 110 degrees, and I will mark this as equation 1. So now angle QRB is equal to 110 degrees, therefore angle QRS is going to be 110 degrees minus 50 degrees, correct? Because angle QRB is the sum of angle QRS plus angle SRB. So let's write this down. Angle QRB is equal to angle QRS plus angle SRB, adjacent angles. But what is the measure of angle QRB? We just found that it is 110 degrees. Therefore, 110 degrees minus is equal to angle QRS, which is what we need to find, plus angle SRB. SRB is 50 degrees. So I will say, let's say this is 2 and this is 1. So from 1 and 2. So let's do the normal shift 50 here. I get 110 degrees minus 50, the normal calculation is equal to angle QRS, correct? So 110 minus 50 is going to be 60 degrees, which is equal to angle QRS. So this is what we need to find. Say answer. Angle QRS is equal to 60 degrees. So let's continue with the remaining two sums of exercise 6.2 in the next class. Thank you.
Hope this video increased your knowledge. For more such videos and a completely free educational content, log on to www.epathshala.org or visit our ePathshala YouTube channel. We have each and every question solved for maths, physics, chemistry and biology. So subscribe our channel, share with your friends, like our Facebook page and follow our Twitter handle for regular updates and important educational tips, and also win ePathshala goodies. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe this channel and enjoy the freedom of education.